Welcome to day 5 of our 5-day meditation challenge. Hi, I'm Saraswati. People often ask me, how long should I meditate for? And really, the answer to that question does partly depend on what you're meditating, what the benefit that you're looking for in meditation is. So it's not entirely a one size fits all. If you're after the benefit of the relaxation and countering the stress response, then you do need to do more than just a few moments to have that profound effect. It takes the body about 15 minutes to switch over from the stress response to the parasympathetic nervous system response. So 15 to 20 minutes in that, for that reason, would be a minimum benefit. If you're after the inner stillness and inner freedom aspect of meditation, again, it takes a while to be able to, or it can take a while to be able to drop back from the mind, can't it? Because, we're very good at reacting to every thought that we have. So in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you may not get a taste of that quietness. It might take 15, 20 minutes. It might take half an hour. So time for the mind to slow down a little bit with the focus and then feel a little bit into that quietness and stillness. I might add that we get better at it, and also we always have sometimes where meditation is easy and other times where meditation just feels a little bit more effortful. Doesn't mean we don't do it, it just means that we can be okay with whatever the outcome of any particular individual meditation practice might be. It's actually much, much better not to have too much of a sense of goal, particularly if you have a really good experience one time, to try and reproduce that experience. Speaking from my own experience, I suggest you don't bother with that. But I want you to find, if you want the benefits of meditation, you have to practice regularly, preferably every day. We all miss it from time to time, though. It's just life. So preferably every day, and preferably for a length of time that allows you to get the benefit that you're after. So my teacher, Mataji, Swami Shantananda, she suggests and always has an hour a day. So you decide. But also the thing to do, how to develop this regular habit, is to book it into your life. You have to make time. It's not going to just appear out of nowhere, this 20 minutes or half an hour that you want. And if for you have to, less time is available, do it for less time. What I don't want for you is for meditation to be yet another chore, yet another thing to fit into your life that feels like a burden. Meditation is freeing, it's life enhancing. So I want it to feel like that for you. I don't want you to think, oh God, I'm, one more thing to try and do in my busy life. Meditation actually gives us time because it gives us clarity and it allows us to be less muddled and more mindful. So maybe that's an answer to that question. Another question I've been asked is, what's the difference between meditation and mindfulness? We touched on mindfulness in the first session where we did that mindful trip through the body. And mindfulness is about being present with the moments of our life, whatever they are, rather than in our head about something else. And mindfulness can also include being aware of our thoughts. This is a more inner mindfulness. So mindfulness is simply about being present. Meditation is, for me, and I'm talking about still mind meditation, the one that I think has the most benefit, is dropping back from what the mind is doing and feeling into that quiet, aware space. And sometimes we can sort of do a combination of sort of meditation in action, which is really what mindfulness becomes, because it becomes a watching sort of state, doesn't it? So again, maybe that answers your question, or maybe it simply confuses you, but I hope not. So today's method, I thought I'd just talk for a moment about some metaphors for meditation and apply them as we move into meditation. So just thinking for a moment before you actually meditate about what it is like to be sitting in a coffee shop, sitting in a cafe or something like that with a glass window that you can look through, and you can see the world passing by on the street, people walking past, and meanwhile you're just sitting there with your favorite brew and enjoying that. And really, meditation you can think of as being in that cafe, watching the thoughts go by. But just like in the cafe, we don't leap out the door every time someone walks past and have a conversation with them. It's the same with our thoughts. We just let them go. We don't leap into reacting to each one of them. So maybe that is a useful metaphor for you of just being with that, with yourself quietly, rather than reacting to every thought that comes by, every person that wanders by the cafe. Another metaphor, so that's one, and that might just be enough. You might just be willing to close your eyes right now, and let's do it anyway. Close your eyes. And let's just picture that, sitting in the cafe, quietly to your own devices, letting the world just go by, and you don't have to react to anything. So instead of normally you react to a thought or react to a sound, just let them go and stay with that quiet watching state. That's one metaphor for meditation. And just one more, and then we'll get right into it, is to imagine yourself as the sky. Clear blue sky. And you stay with the sky even when there's a cloud, which you might think of as a bunch of thoughts floating by. You don't have to respond to that cloud, you just let it float by. So perhaps as a thought appears, you can sort of package it up in a cloud and let it go. Another metaphor for meditation. So I invite you now to get comfortable if you haven't already, to close your eyes if you haven't already. And the idea here is sort of less of a method. It's a little bit of a method, but a bit less of one, is to just position your awareness in that quiet space, and whether you want to think of it as the cafe or as the sky. And you let the thoughts go. You're not wanting to jump out of the cafe through the door and interact with every person passing by. You're not wanting to interact with the content of the cloud floating by. You stay with quietly watching. So quietly watching now. Thoughts come and go. Let them drift by. Nothing else you have to do. If you get caught up in reacting to your thought, just remembering that metaphor and staying with your own inner quiet. Let the thoughts go. For a little while now, just be. Just be. So just notice. And maybe it was a little bit harder without a really more of an anchor, more of a method. Or maybe you found just the idea of the metaphor was enough for you. I invite you to notice. And the beauty of having an independent meditation practice is you choose the method that's most useful for you. So hopefully I've given you some tastes of different methods for meditation. And well done for getting to this point of day 5 of the 5-day meditation challenge. Well done, everyone. So just to recap, we talked about mindfulness as a method, the mindful trip through the body. We talked about, we did some square breathing. We did a mantra. We did a more kinesthetic practice and then used some metaphors. So that were the 5 different methods that we used for meditation. And we talked about also when to meditate, how long to meditate for, where to meditate, how to fit meditation into your daily life, and what the benefits of meditation might be. So we've scratched the surface of meditation. Where to from here? Number 1, keep up your practice. I really hope that this has given you a little taster, a little start, and you can keep up your practice and develop it as it keeps going. You may want to dive a bit deeper into my 3-hour Meditation Matters workshop, where you get a chance to ask questions, get a little bit more of a personal exchange, and we meditate with some different methods, but also some of them go for a little bit longer than the taste that we've just had today. And of course, for those of you who are super keen, I really love, my absolute favorite thing to do is to share my online course, Fluff Free Freedom, with you. It's a whole program of moving towards a state of inner freedom. And it's got a similar content to my book. And this is another easy thing you could do, is read my book and I can send it to you. So anyway, there's some things for you to explore. Thank you so much for joining me for the 5-day meditation challenge, and well done, everyone. I'd love to know how you're going. I'd love for you to shoot me a quick message or email, or in whatever way suits you, and just let me know if this was useful for you. Okay, bye for now.